think that button works right now, but I don't know. Haven't been here in a little bit. So, I think I was here, I don't know, somewhat recently to discuss Dave Matthews. But if my buttons sound weird or if my volume's not up right, just let me know. I'll get that sorted out quickly, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, juice up this volume here. Oh, ba-doom, ba-doom. I'm going to push this button one more time. Perfect. Oh, now it's real loud. Too loud. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it can get really loud. All right, so this is going to be a standard news shrinking here today. I guess I'll post the link out there because why not? I think I did that maybe a few minutes ago, but it takes a little bit, for the stream to go out. So I'm just going to talk as a preamble right now for just a moment, and then I'll play this song if I can remember exactly where the song is located here. I think this is where I shrink the news.
Yeah. Seems like you don't have a clue, so honey, I shrunk the news. You look like you got too much to do, so honey, I shrunk, honey, I shrunk, honey, I shrunk the news.
Seems like the song might have cut off a little bit. That's fine. Doesn't matter if the song cuts off, it doesn't matter. The important part is that you know that I'm here to shrink the news. And when I shrink the news, I think I have this sound effect. Is this one of them? Does that do anything? Oh, does that button not work? What does that button do? Where's that button go? Yeah, I thought that was a button. Is that not a button? I don't push the buttons hard enough anymore. I'm rusty. I got to build my calluses back up. My wrists are weak. I haven't been, pushing these buttons in a way that would strengthen my wrists the way other activities might. And so since I guess I've just been abstaining from streaming, maybe that means I've just been abstaining from everything. All right, there's Robert Weir. Dude. And then Sports Cucks, one of my favorites. Always just fun to say cucks, because I don't get to say that in my day-to-day. If I do, it's clearly like a slip-up. Or like, I definitely accidentally have called somebody a cuck. And I'm like, that was kind of mean. I'm sure that hasn't actually happened to that guy, but I'm going to call him that anyway. So I like getting to say that one. And then Fabrizio. I love you, Fabrizio. You make me feel so fancy. Like there's a fancy, I don't know if you're Italian or what you are, but it just makes me feel fancy. I don't know. It seems like you would make a delicious dish, whatever you are. Ramos is confusing, though. Could be many different backgrounds there, but I like it, Fabrizio. Good man. And then, yeah, Honey, as you can see, I'll take this off here. Yeah, I'll hide this one. Hide that. Because, yeah, Honey's back here. Honey's back there. Back in news shrinking mode. And then, yeah, there's Protege Speed saying hello. How's it going? How is it? All right. So today's top stories, I think they might be in the description somewhere. I believe it is a nuclear submarine sex scandal. Very important to me. I think that I saw that story like 5 days ago. I don't know that there's been any major developments on it, but I'm going to break down the very thin news we have. And you're right, every man does have one strong wrist. Breaking. That's right, breaking news right there. So the nuclear submarine sex scandal, it has very, very little information. That's kind of what I love about the story. As with most good, juicy stories, it's very, very thin. So if you remember that scene in Men in Black where the Tommy Lee Jones goes and checks the tabloids and stuff like that, that's basically what I like doing. So we're going to start with that story. Some of the other top stories we're going to discuss, the McDonald's collectible cups. I guess those are a thing again now. People love McDonald's. I think that's a good story to follow up after the nuclear sex scandal on the submarine there. And then maybe we'll close it with some Costner talk. You never know. I've always got some other stories there in the grab bag. All right, so let's just get right into it. So, this is a tricky one because I did see the headline that indicated there was a nuclear submarine captain armed with doomsday weapons. So already you've got me hooked. I don't even know the back half of this headline. First half of it, nuclear sub-captain armed with doomsday weapons. You could pretty much put anything after that and I'd be hooked. Made sex tape with junior sailor at sea. And so the junior part is confusing for sure. But mind you, they do not allow minors into the military. So I believe in this instance, as I've researched this, this was just a abuse of authority kind of thing more so, or a superior officer kind of instance here, more so than like a like junior ROTC member. So I think everything's above board in terms of the legality of the age here. But apparently this is the captain of an ultra elite UK nuclear sub. Let's stop right there. I don't think the UK needs nukes. I really don't. I think we should be allowed to have them. I think it kind of stops there. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I think we should be the only ones. I hate to play my American exceptionalism card. I don't trust anyone else with the nukes. I don't. Even those Swiss, they've stayed out of stuff for too long. I don't trust them. I think we're the only ones crazy enough to to need to have nukes. The Brits do need dentists. I think that's the problem with socialized healthcare, unfortunately, too. I think it makes it tough, and they're like, no, why would we we're not going to give you cosmetic surgery. No, we have socialized healthcare here. So, although I do like some part of maybe a healthcare system that made it far less expensive for me, I do think it makes it harder to get the cosmetic procedures or get dentists to even take it down that road. Good, good bang, mate. That's right. So what happened here was the UK nuclear sub. Again, off-putting to me. I don't like that there are UK nuclear subs. I'm fine. I mean, I'm not fine with Russian, but I know they exist from that Sean Connery movie, Hunt from Red October. So I know those exist. And I know we've got tons of nuclear submarines because why wouldn't we? But this guy, a UK guy, it says armed with doomsday weapons. So that means that somebody on there in the event of a world war could have turned the key. I guess that's where you have the two keys or whatever, and one guy turns it and the other guy turns it, and then on the submarine it launches out of the middle of the ocean, and then kaput. I am death, or whatever it is. So this guy, it says now in this sentence, had filmed a sex tape with an underling while at sea. In the photo I'll show you, it's a very interesting stock photo. No, I don't need to share a video file. I'm not sharing any video files today. All right? I want to share an entire window because I want it to be messy. I want it to be gross and messy up here. All right, where is it? I want this guy. So yeah, you can see this is the photo they're showing here. So underling while at sea. And based on this photo, it looks like a really classy hookup. You know, it looks like this woman was wearing nice lingerie. She threw on black. So clearly she knew this was going to be a hookup scenario. Looks like whatever the master's quarters is on this particular submarine, pretty good looking spot. But then they go on to say the officer was in charge of the $5 billion Vanguard class submarine, which carries Trident II nuclear arms, when he took the X-rated video of himself, and again, the junior sailor. And so they said the Sun reported this, and they mentioned a few other items here. I'll stop sharing for a moment. Yeah, stop screen. And apparently what happened is nobody found out about it at the time, or like it didn't blow up and become a huge deal at the time. But apparently, I guess this guy shared X-rated selfies, which higher-ups caught wind of, and so I guess he just couldn't help it. He started passing around, I guess, some selfies that he took when he was banging this underling or something like that. And so then, yeah, unfortunately after that, crewmates apparently corroborated the steamy at-sea shenanigans. Another thing about this officer we found out, though, he's one of the youngest to ever pilot a nuclear submarine. He's apparently some hotshot. So I'd imagine this is your, like fresh out of the academy kid. He gets on board a submarine that's got to be like 98% dudes and maybe two chicks. Because the woman they showed in that stock photo looked relatively attractive. I don't know on a submarine. I don't know. Maybe they're lookers, or maybe it's just that's the best available piece of tail, and we're underneath the ocean, and this is just going to be a thing we do here. Because, I mean, those In the Navy songs about sailors hooking up. Yeah, exactly. He's underling, she's overling. I think those songs about In the Navy and guys hooking up, I think it's real. Because how couldn't it be? It's just like prison. After like 2 years, because I think some of those guys have to spend like 2 years undersea. I'm sure a lot of those astronauts hook up with each other too. Because if they have to spend like 5 years in space, they're just gonna. I would imagine. It just happens. So I'm sure there's lots of dude underlings hooking up with dude superior officers, gentlemen of the same ranks, what have yous. I'm sure the submarine is a real disgusting scene when you get down to it. It's underwater, but I bet they do have to wipe down a lot of gross activities that are left on the wall. So that particular article there did not say much more about it, but the Sun article, the original reporter, had a great headline that said porn sub. So it's cute because it's like Pornhub, but it's one letter different. It's porn sub, and I really liked that. And yeah, same kind of story here, though. Unfortunately, what doomed this guy was just taking the selfies or taking video of it, is what this report indicated, and then sharing it with people. So had he never shared it with people, never put it on video, probably could have kept banging this underling, I guess, which is an abuse of power. But also, let's take the nukes away from the British. I think ultimately that's what I've come away with from these stories, is that these guys can't be trusted with nukes. I don't trust them. I think they're hooking up with underlings. They're doing all kinds of stuff that we shouldn't. Is Pornhub still banned? I don't go to it anymore. I go to other places. Is it still banned? I haven't checked. I'll check live. Just check it out. I mean, what does it say currently? Go incognito. Share screen. Present. Does it get mad if I share Pornhub on StreamYard? Is that bad? I'm sure I'll get in trouble if it shows porn, right? Like YouTube doesn't want that. Okay. So it's still the same thing? Just legalize. I mean, you don't need to legalize the porn, I guess. There's plenty of places for that. You could legalize the herb, though. That would be nice. What a rip. I remember the day this happened. This was devastating news when Pornhub went down. And to be fair, it wasn't even a great site. That's the bummer about Pornhub, is that, like, it was just so middle of the road. I am playing a risky game. Yeah, YouTube might kick me off forever. They're like, dude, you can't stream just straight up porn on here. You can't share your screen and then navigate to pornography sites, sir. This is YouTube, please. But the problem with Pornhub was, like, it was like going to the mall, but a mall that had just been, like, cleaned up or something like that. Like, Spencer's Gifts was as weird as it could possibly get, you know? Torpedo was in the chute, ready to fire. Everybody's torpedoes were ready to fire on Pornhub. But that was the bummer about Pornhub anyway, is that it had almost become so generic. Too many mainstream creators. So I'm almost glad that they've taken it away. It's made it easier for people to go, or not easier, but it's made people search harder to find great creators that are creating the types of pornography that this world needs. Not the type of mainstream creators that are just stealing all the... Good to know about Illinois. The mainstream creators that are, that had taken over there. Because that's what it seemed like it was. It was a lot of mainstream creators. It's like, I've already seen a clip of this video. Please stop showing me this. I've already seen these two. I've seen them go at it before. I'm going to see them go at it again. They clearly have some, 10-picture deal with Pornhub. And they're getting points on the back end, no pun intended, when this thing hits 1 million views or something. So, it's fine. I'm glad it's gone. Take the nukes away from UK and keep Pornhub away from Texas. It's fine by me. But good for you there in Illinois. I'm glad that's happening. All right. Back to non-Pornhub activities. So the other thing about this submarine is that, this guy now has a desk job. So they didn't fire him. They didn't get rid of him. They just, they stuck him on desk duty. So he's probably going to bang so many secretaries and desk job office workers in the Navy, UK, British accounting office or whatever rando office they put him in. I've seen Love Actually. Hugh Grant was slaying with those ladies. All kinds. Big ones, small ones, huge tracts of land, normal tracts of land, any kinds. So good for the sub captain. Seems like he got to hook up with somebody underseas. It seems like the underling probably didn't. I take it back. I don't want to speculate on the underling. Clearly, a potential abuse of power here, where you've got a superior officer maybe hooking up with somebody below them. They didn't have the power potentially, or didn't feel compelled to say no. But also, there's no indication that this was not consensual in all ways, shape, and form. So, if it were, and it by all indications it seems like it were or it was, then good for the guy, because you got to go down under the sea for 2 years at a time, I think, or 18 months at a time before you surface there. And it's either that, oh, good joke there, Robert, the Mile Low Club, 20,000 leagues under the sea. There's got to be some joke in there that I can't think of. I need KT. I need his joke book. But I think he made the best of a situation there. It's just like Clinton in office. Clinton hooked up with a rando intern named Lewinsky because she was just there. He's like, I got to do 4 years in this damn Oval Office. And hey, this intern's around, and it looks like she's willing to do things that would possibly be featured on Pornhub. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm here. And was it a potential abuse of power? Sure. And was that dress just like stained to all get out? Yes, it was. There was a lot of stuff on that dress. A lot. Like, it was all over it. There was DNA everywhere. But I think she's a patriot. I think she, too, would want us to take the nukes away from Great Britain. I think we can all agree on that. All right, moving on. Next story. McDonald's Cups. Hey, I love McDonald's Cups. So I used to get cups from McDonald's. The big ones I remember were like Garfield cups. I feel like I had a lot of Garfield cups in the late 80s, early 90s that were like glass mugs. But apparently, according to NBC5 DFW, who it seems like most of their reporting is according to NBC Chicago, based on how they link out, is indicating that McDonald's new collectible cups have officially launched as of today, bringing another hit of nostalgia that goes beyond the popular burger chain and into things like Beanie Babies, Hello Kitty, and more. All right, great. I don't give two craps about Beanie Babies. I remember when they were a big thing. I remember when people thought they were going to be their entire retirement and nest egg, similar to baseball cards. Seems like a wild time. I've got lots of Beanie Babies now. I put no value in them. My dogs chew on them all the time, and then the little bean bags get everywhere or whatever. Goddamn stupid dogs. I love them to pieces, but they really do chew on those Beanie Babies, and they're not supposed to. Hello Kitty, interesting. It's certainly a thing for kids, but it's a cool brand nonetheless. Like, you see the Hello Kitty drawing, that's a cool-ass drawing nonetheless. So I can see why Hello Kitty plays. It wasn't around when I was a kid, or if it was, I was more into Garfield and lasagna, certainly, than I was into Hello Kitty stuff. So some of the other items that they've got here, or what McDonald's claims here, is that over the years, our fans have built a special connection to McDonald's collectibles. Damn right. My favorite collectible, the Batman Forever collectible cups. I think they had one for the Riddler, one for one for Tommy Lee Jones. They definitely had one for Chris O'Donnell that made no sense for some reason, and definitely one for Val Kilmer. I don't know what you had to do to get them, because I feel like I ordered a hero sandwich a lot. They had like a hero burger. It was basically just like a quarter pounder with cheese, or maybe 2 quarter pounder with cheeses on a longer piece of bread. And I don't know if the collectible cup just came with that meal automatically, or if you had to pay extra for the collectible cup. I also don't know about these currently. Again, I don't come prepared to a lot of these news segments. I just kind of grip it and rip it. So what is on the collectible cups? I have done some research on this. The cups will spotlight classic keepsakes of McDonald's collaborations throughout the years, dating back to the 1980s. According to the chain, the collectible cups are meant to give fans a quote, a memory that they can hold in their hands. Isn't that nice? A memory. And so here's a breakdown of the 6-cup lineup. Barbie and Hot Wheels. I remember that. Back in the day, they used to ask, do you want a boy toy or a girl toy? Maybe they still do. I haven't been through in a little while. But my little sister got a Barbie, and one summer I remember getting fireworks and strapping one of those McDonald's Barbies to the firework and watching it go way up in the sky. And it traumatized her. She talks about it a bunch still to this day. That that particular memory really sticks with her when I took her Barbie doll and slapped it to the side of a firework. But I don't think I did anything wrong. I think I was just a kid having fun. They axed Ronald McDonald years ago. Oh no. Oh gosh, this sounds terrible. Yeah, what did happen to Ronald? Is he dead? It did like a Jared Fogle thing happen with Ronald? Because that wouldn't surprise me. He had a creepy vibe. I don't know why he always had those giant red lips. It seemed like he was like sucking somebody's blood, or that he might be part vampire. I know it's part of the clown thing, but his just overall vibe is weird. I don't think he was connecting with people of modern day. I don't even know who they're. I honestly think like Hamburglar is the most relatable guy. I mean, like Mayor McCheese is fine, Grimace is fine, but Hamburglar, he's great. People love bank robbers. People love that kind of, I don't know, that kind of like Robin Hood underdog guy. Ooh, you can buy the toys and collectibles separately. I might be doing this because I'll be reading on because there's more stuff besides Barbie and Hot Wheels. Damn right, Happy Meal toys used to go hard. Show my comment, damn it. Happy Meal toys used to go hard. Sometime in the 2010s, clowns became creepy and scary. I think that's very true. Because I don't remember having a big problem with Ronald in the 90s. It seemed like he was still fitting in and vibing pretty well. Like when you'd see him pop up or when you'd see a bench with him, like he was kind of funny, but he didn't seem super off-putting even though I'd seen it. And I knew who Pennywise was. Exactly. Little kids love creepy clowns. Who wouldn't love that stuff? So, beyond Barbie and Hot Wheels, which is fine. Like I said, I loved shooting that Barbie up into the sky. It was a beautiful time in my life. I think I was probably 14. My little sister was maybe 9. So that is a memory that'll stick with you. When you're 9, and it was on a road trip. Like, it was during a, 2-week family vacation. And so maybe like similar to where KT grew up. So every year during my family vacation, we would have to stop in a town called Pinewood, South Carolina. And we would have to stay there for about a week. Let me look at the population. 499 people live in Pinewood, South Carolina. And I'd have to spend a week of my life there. And there were legitimately like chickens running around the town. There was nothing to do. There was one convenience store where I would like steal money from my parents' purse or my mom's purse and go like buy baseball cards and crap like that. You'd get to walk down there once a day for a slushie or some crap. But either way, that Barbie doll meant a lot to that 9-year-old girl, and I shot it to space, and I don't regret it, actually. I think it was a good memory. I'm glad it sticks with her to this day. So Beanie Baby's another one. Coca-Cola. So they'll have a special Coca-Cola cup. That's pretty legit. I have no problem. Oh, animatronics. Animatronics are a bad idea. See, and I loved those as a kid. I thought they were so, so cool. But even when I had kids in 2011, or technically my wife had the kids, I just got to hang out while she had them. My part was very easy and fun. Until they grow up, and then you have to like take care of them and stuff, then it's not as fun, but it's still fun in a different way. But yeah, the animatronics had pretty much been phased out. So like they still had, like live action Chucky that would dress in the damn suit and dance around. But if the animatronics were still around, they didn't work. But man, I loved them when I was a kid. When that band was rocking, oh, I was having a great time. All right, some of the other cups. Hello Kitty and Peanuts. Okay, how are they going to mix Hello Kitty and Peanuts? Peanuts is its own whole brand. Like, I'm having a hard time seeing how these mix here. Hold on. From hanging at the beach to going on big adventures. The Hello Kitty and Peanuts Cup embodies the joy of being with our best friends and the McDonald's collectibles that remind us of those moments. That does sound incredible. But Peanuts needs its own damn cup, and so does Hello Kitty. I mean, Hello Kitty is its own whole thing. I'm not going to try to like position it as a Gen Z thing or anything versus Peanuts that's an older thing, but I feel like it kind of is. Like I was unaware of Hello Kitty until maybe late 90s probably, whereas Peanuts, that was shoved down my throat so early. I mean, Charlie Brown's Christmas, all that stuff. So I think Peanuts needs its own cup. I don't think they need to be pairing that with Hello Kitty. I think you're looking at two completely different demographics there. All right. Now, and maybe it isn't the same cup, but it seems like it is based on how that's framed. All right, so this next one here. It's mentioned, or it's labeled as the Shrek, Jurassic Park, and Minions Cup. So now I'll go back to screen sharing here. Share the damn screen. Share it, Steve, you idiot. All right, so yes, it's labeled as Shrek, Jurassic Park, and Minions. And so I did do a quick Twitter search. I was like, all right, can I get these things? Can I get the McDonald's Jurassic Park Cup? And it seems like somebody's got it, and it looks pretty legit. So I'll try to zoom in a little bit more. So you can see they got like a Jurassic Park like entrance over here, kind of behind the McDonald's sign, which is legit. I think this might say Brachiosaurus. I'm trying to get in there. I think it says Brachiosaurus. Looks like we got the Triceratops. Maybe Laura Dern there. Dr. Ellie Stadler petting the Triceratops, maybe before smelling its giant dung. And then this here looks like the T-Rex over the pin, chasing after the original Ford Explorer here or something like that. I believe that's what we're witnessing there. So I don't know if on the other side of that is where there's maybe like a Shrek item or something. But either way, I'm glad they're bringing it back. I'm glad there's a Jurassic Park Cup. I'm probably going to try to go buy it right after this. That's the thing. Bingo for Brincio. I was like, I'm going to at least want that Jurassic Park Cup. I don't know about all the other ones, like a Coca-Cola cup. I feel like I could get year-round from other places. But a Jurassic Park, like 1994 looking McDonald's cup, does look like Dingu's World from The Freak. I agree. I think it's so nostalgic that I'll probably try to buy one. If it's $9.99, I'll bite. How much do they cost? Does it say here? So how can you get a collectible cup and what comes with it? So they've also got a McDonald's one that's the Grimace glass. But it says the cups will come as a part of McDonald's, quote, collector's meal, which will be available all day long. Each meal includes one cup and the option of a sausage McMuffin with egg sandwich. That's only available during breakfast hours. I was like, damn, they bring breakfast back all day? So, sorry. That comes with the option of a sausage McMuffin with egg sandwich, hash brown, and hot coffee during breakfast hours, or a 10-piece chicken McNugget or Big Mac with fries and soft drink throughout the rest of the day. Yeah, Coca-Cola Christmas stuff, exactly. Oh, man, drinking margs out of a dinosaur glass. That's the dream right there, buddy. Let me play some audio so I can take a sip of a delicious marg. I haven't played any audio in a little bit. Where is it? Do I have, what's his name? I think I might have gotten rid of him. Oh, no, there he is. Is that him?
Tavares.
Right in the butt?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right in the butt. So, when can you get a collectible cup? You can get them now. The meal options launch Tuesday. Only available for a limited time. Great. Good to know. How much will the cups cost? According to NBC5 DFW here, according to a spokesperson, the price of, too many marks. The price of the collector's meal will be determined at individual restaurants and may vary by location. Sounds to me like independent franchisees can set their price at whatever they want. So you might get gouged by a guy who's down to his last Jurassic Park cup and he can just say it cost whatever it costs. I'm in the wrong damn business. I don't know. You guys ever thought about opening up franchises of anything? I've never looked at a McDonald's one. I assume those are mainly all corporate. But I have looked at some other ones where like, F it. How much do these guys make opening up these dumb franchises? And you're like, really? That's all they have to do is sell chicken fingers all day? How do I get a Raising Cane's franchise? That can't be that hard. Or one of them Lane's franchises. It's it takes a little bit of capital up front. Each meal comes with 1 cup. Damn right better. I want 2 cups. I'll buy extra. Give me extra cups. Might have to go to a couple McD's because they'll probably only have certain cups. This is also what my thought was. I was like, do I have to call them to figure out how to get the Jurassic Park cup? Because I don't want Hello Kitty and Peanuts. No offense to Hello Kitty and Peanuts. If I was courting a delightful Asian gal, maybe I would want the Hello Kitty one. But I'm not. You know what? I'm not. And although my wife does like Hello Kitty, she's got one shirt that she looks great in. I don't know that even she would want me to bring an extra cup into this house if it wasn't Jurassic Park. I think that's our go-to in the household. We need Jurassic Park. That's right. You go through there, you get yourself 2 women, go through, order 3 collectible cups meal. Or 3... No. It's 2 girls, 1 cup. So you only need to order 1 meal for the both of them, I think, actually. So I think if it's the 3 of you in the drive-thru line, you order 1 meal for yourself, 1 collectible cup meal for the 2 of them to split, and then what happens with that cup afterwards is a video I've never really brought myself to watch. I think I know a lot about it. I don't know. Yeah, see, sports cucks, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like it's got to be like a 10 to 15 year thing. I was like, I think I probably got to own 2 to 3 of these things of whatever I set up. And that probably takes 10 to 15 years is what I'd imagine. It probably takes you 5 years to get your first one up and profitable, right? At least getting back to even where you've paid back your initial investment. Then hopefully your franchise corporate leadership is doing well enough where you can actually expand. And then, yeah, you need 2 or 3. And then you just got to figure out what can you bilk people on. I'm like, how does the Smoothie King people have an entire stadium? Are they really bilking that people out of that much money for smoothies? Is it just fruit? Are there that many people even going to Smoothie King? How do they have this much money? I don't understand it. So I agree. I think I probably need 3. In my dream, I would probably do one of them like combo ones. Can you even get a combo? Can you pick your combo? Can I get a Long John Silver's, Taco Casa, KFC all in one or something? Or like a Cane's, Taco Casa, Long John's or something? Because I think if I could mix all of those and put them in a crappy gas station somewhere, I might be able to make it work. I don't know. And then you put your kids to work there. That's what I figured too. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You make such a low percent. So that's where you just say, all right, I'm going to invent a franchise. And my franchise is going to sell a lot of weed drinks. And you're like, I don't think I can sell weed drinks to people in a drive-through scenario. That might be illegal, but maybe not if it's not illegal. So that's the other thing. Yeah, then you got to look at just inventing a franchise. And then when you look at which franchises are invented, you're like, that's a dumbass idea. Like crumble cookies. Like, we're going to make $20 cookies, and they're going to be loaded with frosting and about 1,000 calories each. Or Tiff's Treats, or any of those businesses where I'm like, really? Somebody started that, and that's a franchisable opportunity just to send cookies to people once a year? I'm like, there's like no repeat business in that. I've used Tiff Treats once. I'm like, I don't understand it. How is this a profitable business? But those people invented it, and they bilked other people into buying their franchises. So you're right. That's the key. Start my own franchise of some weird-ass products. Maybe private toilets. You know, I think private toilets are a big thing overseas. That's right, too much initial startup costs. Let's get into it. That's why people give the franchise most of the money. I know. I don't have $2 million in capital to give these fuckers. I'm not going to give a Jimmy John's $2 million. Go F yourself, you big game hunting man. Love your sandwiches though. Goes fast. this is okay. See, that's what this always reminds me of the Mitch Hedberg joke. The owning a franchise is dope because you can have menu items that corporate doesn't have, items that might have been removed. I managed a Pizza Hut that sold deep fried apple pies. So I believe there was a Mitch Hedberg joke about, you'll see the disclaimer on McDonald's ads about how some menu restrictions apply and stuff like that. So he would just want to serve like spaghetti and meatballs and stuff like that and do nothing on menu, but still somehow own a McDonald's franchise, which I think is going to get you in trouble with corporate leadership eventually. But the deep fried apple pie, so I'm going to go back to that. Delicious product. God bless whoever your manager was, or sorry, you were the manager, but God bless whoever your owner was of your franchise that kept the deep fried apple pies going. Crowdfund. There's an interesting idea. I don't know if the franchise owners, if we're talking about crowdfunding a legitimate business opportunity that establishes somebody who will franchise from them. Absolutely. But I also don't know how much VC money, if they're like, can we just pool a bunch of money together and own a couple Jimmy John's? Because I know like Chick-fil-A doesn't let you do that. They're like, no, you have to work there and it's got to be a guy or something like that. Yeah, that's the thing. The Fuzzies that's the thing. The Fuzzies in Allen just shut down. I'm like, some of these franchises are overexposed. That's the other tricky part. I know Subway is a shit franchise, and there's too many of them. They're everywhere. They're overexposed. Those guys are making no money. The real estate costs them too much to lease. They're underwater. It's no damn good. What's low calorie? Anything that's low calorie is good. Deep fried apple pies, those are low calorie. That's right, I agree, Nick Johnson. Very low calorie. So yes, I'm not serious about franchise ownership in any way, shape, or form. It's just fun to look at. We're like, how are these people operating their business and what are they doing here? Because it's an interesting model for sure. Like I said, especially crumble cookies. Like I said, the really niche ones where I'm like, I don't know that I could eat that more than once a year. Those are very interesting business models to me versus something like Cane's where it's just we shoveled chicken out the window all day, every day. And the last time I went through Cane's, I think they had a sign up that was Chris Rock and Jackie Chan. It said Rush Hour. They like had a poster for Rush Hour in the drive-through line. Like you could see it inside their window. And it was clearly just telling people you have to sling chicken as fast as humanly possible here, which is a great motto. I do like that about them. That's why I like Jimmy John's a lot. It's because it's super fast. So the thing I really hate is customer service. Customer service is a real pain in my craw because I don't care for people too much and they tend to not care for me. So with Jimmy John's, you don't even barely have to talk to them. And that's why I love that Skin gets so mad because they just want you to give them a number because it's not like Subway. They're like, no, this is not Chipotle. This is not Subway. We don't give two craps what you want on this sandwich. You can look at that damn board and you can tell us a number, and then we'll have it in your hands in probably less than 35 seconds if we're doing our job right. Ideally, less than 15 seconds if we're really doing our job right. So that's the only real value I have, or the affinity I have for those business models like Cane's or somebody else where it's like, I don't care. These people are just numbers to me. Just shovel them through here. I'll make my money on volume, basically, is what I enjoy about those business models versus the servant leadership, fine dining, prestigious atmosphere that caters to that type of clientele. All right. I've talked enough about franchise opportunities. Let's go on to Kevin Costner here. Did everything just die? Okay, no. Something happened. All right, Kevin Costner. So you might remember he was trying to release a couple movies after divorce. That did not go well. He released one of the movies. And a particular article from a publication I like to refer to as the New York Post. It's a very great publication. I don't know which way they lean politically based on all their posts. I would say hard right wing. They don't seem too happy about a lot of what's going on lately in the election. They seem to be very against certain candidates and very, very for other candidates. But what they're also very for is writing smut. And boy, do I love smut. So, this particular headline indicates that Kevin Costner's $100 million movie Horizon ends theatrical run with, quote, huge financial losses. Ah, that's tough. So, Kevin Costner got dealt a major blow by theater goers this summer. His Western film, which cost $100 million to make, reportedly, probably more than that, honestly, made only $32 million during its theatrical run, and it's out of theaters now. So things get pulled out of at a certain point. If it's been up there for 6 weeks, they're like, look, we're not going to keep this in screens. We're not going to pay to put it in screens. People aren't coming to any of these screenings. We've got to move on. So it only made $32 million. It's out of theaters now. It earned about $11 million the week it debuted, so that's nice. Made $11 million bucks, and it grossed domestically about $29 million bucks. Overseas, guess what? Nobody gives two shits about the American West. So that was a big downfall for Costner in terms of making the international box office money. And it happens. Like Twisters did very poorly internationally, and sometimes that's because of marketing. Sometimes it's because the movie just doesn't play. If it's a America's Heartland kind of movie, sometimes it plays, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's marketing, sometimes it isn't. So I don't know how much Horizon was marketed in overseas territories, but it has been confirmed by Kevin Costner. I have no formatics. If anything, I need to be coached on formatics all the time because I don't align with a clean run sheet. I will happily switch topics back. So we'll get back to Costner and how much money he spent in a moment. From the Sports Cucks, you already changed subjects, but last thing, my Pizza Hut also briefly sold a hot dog stuffed crust pizza that came with a mustard dipping. The hot dog came in 5-foot long frozen ropes. That's beautiful. Those are the things you only get to learn when you're working back a house somewhere or when you get that job and you're like, all right, we got a new delivery of hot dogs in for the stuffed crust pizza. Let me see them. And like I said, it's a 5-foot frozen rope of dogs. That's right. It's just a whole giant thing of dogs. It's amazing. I worked at a fish market for years. I did not mean to say years. It felt like years. It was probably only about 3 months, but it did feel like years. And yet you see the craziest shit where you're like, man, I can't believe that's how people serve this to restaurants. Or I can't believe this is how lobsters are transported and kept. I think I interviewed one time at an Olive Garden, and they were like, yeah, all the soups are just in bags and frozen. Like, we don't make shit here. We just, we cut it out of a frozen bag that comes in a truck, man. Like, I was probably 18, 19 years old interviewing for like a dishwasher position. I do movie promotion setup, and there wasn't a lot of promo material for Horizon. Like, they knew it was a bomb. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think they kind of knew going in that, like, this is not what theater goers want. So either they ran out of money for marketing at the end, or like I said, they cut their losses earlier. I'm like, even if we market this with $50 million, that's not going to put butts in seats. This is going to be a on-demand movie, a digital release kind of thing where it just goes out to streamers and tries to make its money back there with just lots of people eventually push and play on it. It was exactly like Nick Johnson just said. Horizon is perfect for Netflix. That thing, like, I think that's where I'll eventually watch it. Where like it'll be a couple Saturdays in a row where I'll probably sit down and watch all 4 parts of Horizon. I don't think I'm going to watch 12 hours at once. No offense, Kevin, if he even gets to making 3 and 4, but I think I'll definitely spend 6 hours on a weekend at some point watching Horizon. So back to the cause. So it has been confirmed by Costner, who is 69 years old, nice, that he spent $38 million of his own money to make the first installment. It only made 32. Cost $100 million to make. He spent $38 million of his own money after going through a divorce. So I don't know if he needs to take on some other roles. I don't think so. Not 4 long crazy movies, Costner's ego. We'll get you. I'm glad you said that about Costner's ego because I believe that's in this particular article as well. So I'm going to move on. So Costner's film completely bombed upon its release less than 2 months ago. It struggled with fans and critics, earning only a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's fine. But here, the New York Post critic. In his review, Johnny Oleksinsky wrote, quote, I could not fathom committing another 540 minutes of my time to this bloated ego trip. Costner is quite full of himself. If I've learned anything about Costner over the last few decades, it's that Kevin Costner really loves Kevin Costner. Yes, I do think it'll be a big-time binge deal. And yeah, like Fabrizio said, I'll watch it when it's streamed somewhere. Oh, Freevee? I need to watch more Freevee. I've been watching a lot of a channel called The Pet Collective the last week or so. It's just dogs and cats and kangaroos and monkeys running around doing stupid shit. It might be my favorite channel ever. I don't know if it's on every cable provider. I've got Fubo. I think I switched a couple years ago or like last year to watch the Rangers at one point in time, which I could not care less about now. But yeah, so on Fubo, they've got this channel called The Pet Collective, and it's just animals and dogs running around doing the crazy shit, or the craziest shit. I love it. So it's hard to believe, quote, this is from the same reviewer, it's hard to believe Costner left Yellowstone to make such an embarrassing, poorly told mess. There are more than 20 named roles scattered all over the place. The San Pedro Valley, the Montana Territory, the Western Santa Fe Trail, and viewers strain to care much for any of them. So bland and animatronic they all are. Just getting roasted by the Post right now. Robert, I don't doubt you, man. Everything I've ever heard about Costner is that he cares about acting. Like, he does care about the craft of acting and cares about the craft of movie making. But more than anything, he cares about Kevin Costner. And he is his own favorite director, and he's his own favorite actor. So he wants nothing more than to work in a Kevin Costner-led film, both from behind the camera and in front of the camera. So yeah, let's see. I think the Rangers did play. I saw somebody tweet something that said, like, the game now starts in the 6th inning. So I would interpret that to mean that the Rangers did something good in the 6th inning. Let's look it up together. Texas Rangers. All right, let's see. We are losing, or no, we have lost 9-4 to the Boston Red Sox. That's not good. 9 runs. Let's see how it went. Let's break down the box score. That's what people come to me for. They come to me to break down the box score. Damn right he's going to double down. And hello, Jay Hillenfuego. Yeah, so people come to me to break down the box score. So first inning, seems like the Red Sox got off to a hot start there. 1 run in the first inning. Then nothing happened again in the second, third, and fourth. All zeros. Nothing but zeros there in those second, third, and fourth innings. Yeah, spoiler alert, damn right. If you're going to watch the game later, watch out. I'm about to spoil this game for you. 5th inning, Red Sox blow it open like Goatsy. So 5 runs in the 5th inning right there, all right? But then, hey, remember that tweet I mentioned about the 6th inning? It meant something because Rangers, top of the 6th, what do you know? Or sorry, bottom of the 6th there. Actually, I don't effing know. I don't know where it was, if it was home or away. Texas Rangers are on top in the damn box score. I don't know. So 6th inning, 4 runs. So that means the Rangers were only down by 2. That means it was 6-4 at that point. It's pretty damn good. And then nothing else happened again. I don't think the Rangers scored again. I think then the Red Sox got 3 runs in the 8th inning. And yeah, it looks like they were the home team because they didn't have to bat in the 9th because they were kicking our ass so much. In terms of starting pitchers, who are our starting pitchers? I think Eovaldi is still one of them. I went to a game a couple weeks back, and there was a middle reliever guy named Jack Latz, maybe. I don't know. He sucked. Whoever he was terrible. I feel bad for him. He pitched like 1 inning. It was awful. I imagine Costner is one of the most punchable people in person. I agree. I think he's also kind of tall, though, so I would have a hard time getting to him. My reach is bad. I'm 5'9" on a good day. So, yeah, my reach, I don't think I could get to him. So yes, the Oscar winner addressed the film's flop performance this past weekend, saying, "quote He's faced life with people being dismissive of him before, you know, but they can't be dismissive of Horizon because it's now out of their hands, and they might point to the finish line. Well, this is what it did at the box office, but I know that this movie is going to play for the next 50 years." So he's trying to like kind of speak it into existence that this is going to be an epic classic that people reference for years to come. I don't know. I really do think he probably should not have put this in theaters. This honestly seems like a TV series, and he completely misinterpreted what the theatrical system needed. Because if you're going to put out 4 movies that total 12 hours, that is a 12 episode Netflix series, and he probably could have just done that, or Paramount series like Yellowstone or whatever. So I think it was a huge miscalculation, but he loves the movies. He loves cinema. He's a man of cinema. The failure of Chapter 1 also resulted in the next sequel losing its theatrical release date. So remember, it got pulled out of theaters. They're like, it is like a Lonesome Dove series. They're like, we can't even put this in theaters. We can't afford it. But it is going to premiere at the Venice Film Festival, where the first movie will also screen. So think about that. He's going to subject people to the entire thing, where he's like, hey, we're not going to put it in theaters, but I am going to show it at the Venice Film Festival on September 7th. And I'm going to make you watch the first movie before the second movie, because I don't think you're going to understand the second movie unless I show you the first 3-hour movie beforehand. So those poor people are going to have to sit through 7 hours of stuff. And I don't even know. At most film festivals, I don't think you get popcorn a lot of times. Like, they give you little goodie bags, I think, at the end and at the beginning. I don't think you get to order popcorn and concessions. I think it's rude. I think you just kind of got to hang out. I do kind of remember Ben seeing it and mentioning that they didn't feature Costner enough. He was like, I think you remember, I do remember him saying that they didn't show Costner until maybe 45 minutes in. You know that had to sting for Ben too. If he went to the theater to see it, because he had to have. I don't think it was on digital yet. So he had to have gone to the theater to see it. And that's such a kick to the groin when you're like, God, I just wasted probably 3, maybe even 4 hours out of my life coming to see this movie. And if you're going to see a movie, if you're Ben or if you're me, I mean, you got to get some drinks. So it's going to cost you some time, and it's a whole day. It sucks when the movie sucks. He was one of the 1 million people that watched it. He contributed to that box office. He gave them that money, that hard-earned money there. Beyond that, it says, in a previous interview with Deadline, Costner revealed he took out a mortgage on his 10-acre home in Santa Barbara to help pay for some of the Horizon film series budget. So, seeing as how this one didn't make any money, and he put more money into it than it's technically made as of yet, I would imagine that mortgage is still due. I don't know how his payments are coming on it. I don't know what kind of interest rate he locked in on that second mortgage on the 10-acre home in Santa Barbara. The last quote here is, I've mortgaged 10 acres on the water in Santa Barbara where I was going to build my last house. What an asshole. I'm sorry. What a piece of garbage. If you have to say where I was going to build my last house, everything about that sentence just means I have too much money. That's that plot of land that I don't have anything on right now. That's where I'm going to build my last house. I'll have plenty of other houses before that and plenty of other vacation homes and other homes that I can visit, of course. But my last house, the very last one I want to build, that one's going to be there. And I have to mortgage that now because I'm 69. So is what it is. But I did it without a thought. It has thrown my accountant into a fucking conniption fit, but it's my life, and I believe in the idea and the story. Well, he shouldn't have. I have nothing against Costner and the idea and the story. Probably should have been a 10-episode series, though. All right. It's 8:53. I think I've rambled long enough for the 9 people here. Thank you to all of you for joining. I appreciate it, cats. I don't do this very often, so thanks for hanging out. I'll bounce out of here. I don't have any fun bandles to play. I'll get a game at some point or something. But until then, I'll just play the dumb song again. Why not? Play it. Sing it, honey.
Seems like you don't have a clue. So honey, I shrunk the news. You look like you got too much to do. So honey, I shrunk.
Oh, yeah,
Honey,
tomorrow
I shrunk.
night.
Honey, I shrunk the news.
I'm so bad at promoting. Thank you, Robert. Yes, tomorrow night. Thank you for the applause there, audience, too, by the way. Thank you for that. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m., so almost 24 hours and 6 minutes from now, on KT's channel. It might stream here as well. But either way, go to @KTFunTweets tomorrow night, 9 p.m. There'll be a Kings of Leon song draft. I'm sure I will be in Steve Aretaville by that point in time. So we'll have some fun. We'll talk some Kings of Leon. Later, cats. Appreciate it. Woo!